Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in this episode we're going to be speaking about spiritualist churches and should you visit one if you're trying to become a medium. Is it going to be something that is going to help you to develop, or is it going to be something that is going to hold you back? Before I tell you that, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be going over some for and some against points. First, I know a lot of you have probably already guessed this, but I'm very controversial in the way that I do things. And I see it how I see it. It's very, very simple and it's very, very true. Simplicity is what we need if we are wanting to gain that self-development, if we are wanting to strive for perfection. Sometimes the easy option isn't the right option. Now, when I say that, there's going to be a lot of you straight away getting your backs up because am I saying that spiritualist communities are easy? No. But what I am saying is you as an individual would find it more easier to go to a spiritualist community because you as an individual will feel accepted. You will also be around other people who like the same things as you. We think that's great, don't we? Of course, yay. Wrong. Completely wrong. And I'm going to tell you the exact reason why that's wrong. Whilst if you want to go to a location like a spiritualist church and you want to gather with other individuals and like-minded individuals, not a problem. But if you are wanting to take yourself out of your comfort zone and you want to become a great medium, then you have to start working on yourself first. Stop looking externally for the answers. We have to start working on yourself internally before we can start searching externally. A lot of people get this so wrong and they think the solace and the answers are going to be in going into a spiritualist community, and it's just simply not true. You are going there with the wrong intention. If you're going there for just a fun time and you're going there just to see how other people do it, fair enough. That's not a problem. This video is aimed at people who want to develop, who want to become great mediums. There are steps that you have to take before we can even get you to a stage where you should be walking. In my personal opinion, you shouldn't be walking into a spiritualist church until you have a very good understanding of who you are and what energy is. Therefore, if we understand that little problem that you're going to come across, if you understand and you have the foundation set in place before you step foot into any, not just a spiritualist church, but any community that works mediumistically, you are going to speak your truth. This is the important thing here. It's not about being around other people to massage our egos or being around other people because we want to feel accepted. Stop wanting to feel accepted. At the end of the day, you are accepted. As you go through your life experience, you are accepted by the only people that care, yourself. Yeah? This is what you should be focusing on. Come away from trying to work with spirit world. Listen, when the time is right, the spirit world will work with you. Hands down. But let us, by this video, give you the understanding that you need in the blueprint so that you can forge your own unique understanding of this. And so that you will see that you being at one with yourself is more important than being around other people. I know I went a little bit off topic there, so I'm going to come back over to my notes. A sense of community, a sense of belonging, a sense of companionship. These are some of the things that you are going to experience in a community church, a spiritualist church. You're going to have friendships. You're going to have people who are going to be there who claim to be mentors. They are going to educate you. They are going to give you face-to-face interactions. They are going to help you to feel comfortable. They are going to help you try to fit in. Sounds great, doesn't it? Let's be completely honest. I'd love to know in the comments section how many of you have been to a spiritualist church or have been to a community. Now let's have a little bit of a look on the flip side to that. We've mentioned there's some good points there, and we've also understand from the beginning of this video that, first of all, you don't need any of that. You need you to be happy and comfortable within your own skin. Once you are happy with the person that you are and what you have to offer, you don't need to be around other people. You can very simply do readings, you can do them online, or you can go into locations like that once you have developed enough. And you can go and speak your truth. You can go and show other people how to do this. But by no means or stretch of the imagination, think that the best action for you to take if you are wanting to become a medium is to walk into a location where the populace has already had some form of an understanding and they are trying to enforce their roots. For example, you have to protect No, you don't. You simply don't. That notion in itself, if you have a good understanding of the spirit world, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous for everything that it stands for. You can't protect from the spirit world. You have to protect from poor understandings and bad teachings. And believe you and me when I say this earth plane is saturated with misunderstandings and poor teachings. Believe me when I say that. What are some of the bad things that could come out of being in a spiritualist church? One of the biggest things that each and every one of you are going to, and again, coming back to the reason why I'm saying this, you all need to be strong. We need to get you to the point where you are just, even if you don't think you're connected to the spirit world, we need to get you mentally strong before you start interacting with other individuals in this line of work. Because it is not all, I was going to say the L-I-L, love, I'm not even going to say it. It's not about that. Listen, you'll hear people preaching it and singing it from the rooftops of how it's all great and it's all this and everyone's there for everyone. And listen, that's the biggest illusion that each and every one of you are ever going to see. People aren't your friends. People want to do what you can do. Fun fact, if you are a good medium and you have a good understanding, people want to do what you do. They don't want you to succeed. They don't. And I know that sounds like it's a really harsh dig, but in all fairness, this is the reality of the world that we live in. There is going to be a small proportion of people who want what is best for you. The majority of the rest of the people want to see you fail, and they can't wait to see you fail. And it's by having a good understanding and good teachings that will prevent you from ever failing. Mark my words when I say this. We don't mess around on this channel. If you are watching this video up to this point, I'd like to say thank you and remember to smash the like button. But if you are watching the video up to this point, there is a reason why you are listening to each and every one of my words. It is because it is resonating with you. You have either come across this problem before, or you know there's something true to what I'm saying. Listen, all of this hocus pocus around people being everyone's friend and being a community, it's absolutely BS. It's not. You are a lone wolf, and we have to program you to be a lone wolf. We have to help you and guide you and nurture you along your divine spiritual path so that you yourself can blossom. You can come out of the shell that mankind put you in, holding you back, suppressing you with their notions and theories of how this works. Let us give you what you need so that you can succeed. That sounded like a rhyme, didn't it? But this is the one of the biggest problems that I find. And believe me when I say this, the reason why I have this understanding and why I'm so passionate about this topic is I have so many people who come to me who are being picked on, who are being bullied by these individuals in these institutes, who think that they have the right to tell people they can't become mediums. Well, I'm sorry. We are here to put that right. There is not one human being who cannot be a psychic medium. It's one of those things where I know a lot of you probably watch me in these videos and think, oh my God, he gets so angry and it's not anger. It's not anger. It's frustration. It's because there's a lot of people out there who can connect to their loved ones in spirit. That is my message of Help Heal Serve, to help each and every one of you to be able to connect to your loved ones on a personal level, any given moment. But there are individuals out there who don't want you to be able to connect. And it is when you go into these places and locations that suppress you and don't allow you to be the person that you should naturally be because they're telling you you have to do this and you have to do that. That is a form of suppression. That is not letting you be yourself. Each and every person is unique. Each and every person has very different skill sets when it comes to mediumship. But when you come into a closed-off group who can't see past their own egos, you fall victim. You fall victim through your own naivety. You fall your own victim because you think that's going to be the answer. You think it's going to be just the solution to the problems, the enigma that you are facing. Because all of these individuals claim to be mediums. Yet, there's probably only 1% of them who can actually bring forward evidence of the afterlife. But because each and every one of them blow smoke off each other's bottoms, then each and every one of them are the best world-renowned. You always know a medium who is a genuine medium when they don't really want to give themselves any title. Listen, I've got to give myself a title, Psychic Medium John Corbin, because if I didn't, you wouldn't know what I'm doing. But when you get these mediums who, world-renowned and all of this, listen, that's all for the show. That's all international medium. What do you mean? You're a medium. You aren't anything other than just a medium. That's exactly what you are. But it's a marketing stunt. And a lot of you are going to see very, very soon, if you listen to this video, great. Because if you listen to this video and you absorb this information, by the time you go into any location around other individuals, you are going to be already trained. You are going to listen to your guides, your helpers, your inspirers. You are going to get the information that you know in the comfort of your own home. Then when somebody tells you that you're doing this wrong, you say, no way, Jose. I am doing this right. That doesn't happen in this day and age. Like, seriously, this is the change that we are bringing around. We are giving the everyday person a voice. We are not just giving you the tools to be able to help yourself. We are giving you that connection, that direct link to the spirit world through good understandings. We are building the core foundations of you as an individual. We are building you up so that you can contact the spirit world at any given time. Forget about needing to be around people. I know you might like it, but it's damaging at the beginning of your development. A horse designed by committee is no longer a horse. It is a camel. This is representation of you as an individual. If you go into a community or you go into some sort of spiritual group, you form part of that group. Whilst you might think that's great, you will never come out of that group, because there is always somebody who thinks they're better than you and who will deliberately hold you back. They will tell tales on you, or they'll say that something wasn't right and it was right, and all this. And if a lot of you think that I'm just like got a really good imagination, believe me when I say it, you are going to find out the cold hard truth when you start deviating from working alongside of yourself first. You are like effectively a lost sheep when you go into a location where there are other individuals who have their own understandings, their own notions. They tell you to protect, you must protect, or the evil spirits are going to come for you. The fact that they think there's evil spirits in the first place, I know I'm having an argument with myself, but the fact that they think there's evil spirits in the first place shows their lack of knowledge. They should not be teaching. They should not be educating people. And this is the point that each and every one of you need to be aware of. There are going to be individuals out there who claim to have connections to the spirit world, but yet they can't prove it. Fraudsters. A lot of you might be thinking, oh, there's no such thing as fraudsters in this line of work. Everyone loves everyone. Mark my words, I have seen it firsthand. And one of the things that I'm doing on my platforms, we will be highlighting these individuals. We'll not be highlighting them by their name, but we'll be highlighting their shoddy practices. Then, once mankind cotton on to these practices, it'll unravel like a Christmas present. Everyone will see what these individuals are. But the problem is for yourself, we need you to be able to prove who you are as a person. What is it that you want from your life? What is it that you want from mediumship? What is it that you want from your connection? How is it that we can get? This is all you. Get what I'm saying? It's a you problem. It's not a collective problem. We need to address the problem head on. We need to get you into a good mind space. Once you are in a good mind space, if you go into a location or an event and somebody decides to bully you, because it will happen and it does happen. Bullying comes in many different ways, shapes and forms. And it is my job and my responsibility to get each and every one of you not only into a safe place, to the point where somebody tries to bully you, it's because of how good that you are. And by no stretch of the imagination should we let them get away with it, but that should be a sign to yourself of how good you are as an individual. We are going to give you the tools that you need so that when somebody tries to bully you, you simply prove them wrong, or you make them eat their own humble pie. Very, very simple. Bullying is a very big thing, and it comes in very many different ways, shapes and forms. And here at LPL Serve, we are here for each and every person on this earth plane. So if you are being bullied or you need some support, drop a message. We've got many different social media platforms. But the thing is even when it comes to bullying, you've got to look at yourself as a person. You've got to look at how you're handling this situation. You're allowing them to impede on your world. again, they might be the horriblest person and they might say the horriblest things to you, but you are allowing them. You are accepting it. There are many different ways that we can deal with bullies in this world. And believe me when I say this, I've had my fair share. Also, and they get dealt with very, very quick, very, very prompt. There is not a person on this earth plane who I bow down to, who I'm afraid of, and that is the reason why I do the job that I do. I don't just work with the spirit world. I work with the realms. The realms are a very different energy to the spirit world, but I'm effectively a spokesperson for the spirit world and the energy realms. I unite individuals here on this planet, and I help them and chaperone them to whatever department they want within the energy. Yes, I did to say department there, but I help them get to where they need to be. And sometimes I sound very cold and senseless when I talk about bullying because of the way I deal with it. But each and every one of you can deal with it the same way I do. Each and every one of you, listen, I've got me haters. The haters that hate me, they hate me because of the work that I do. Again, I say it on every video. My actions speak louder than words. I don't even tolerate anyone trying, because the second that they try to, you've got to remember, if you choose to engage in negativity, then you are going to draw yourself into it. So you have to disengage. You have to find mechanisms with your own mind that isn't going to allow you sink into that dark pit of despair. You need to claw your way out of it before you even fall lower. So one of the things, the next thing that we're going to come to, because I know I went on a little bit there, but sometimes I've got to, is negative experiences. Now, listen, you could have positive experiences at churches. You're going to have negative. Listen, you could go to the shop and have a positive one, and you could go to a shop and have a negative experience. What I'm talking about is where you are made to be uncomfortable. This will happen when cliques forms. It doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter what your understanding is. And fun fact, if you're somebody that follows me, prepare to be hated, because people don't like it when you give evidence instantly and you make it look so simple, because it is simple. But people don't like it to look simple, because a lot of people who like to educate on mediumship and spiritual development, they like you to think it's some sort of mystical motion and lotion and potion, and you've got to listen, it's none of that. It's very, very basic. Let's keep it simple. When it is made simple, it is universal. We want it to be universal, because then each and every one of you can learn. It's pointless me coming on here and saying loads of spiritual jargon and not one of you understanding a word in which I was speaking. Would there be any point in that? Of course there wouldn't be any point in that. So why do we apply that to mediumship? Why do we apply that to spiritual development? Why do we apply that? You see where I'm going with this? I'm not going to bore you. We could go there all night. But mankind's egos make things more complicated than what they actually are. The last thing that I'm going to come to is going to be not being able to progress. And by the way, I hope each and every one of you can see that I've done a for argument and an against argument for this. I haven't just went in like I would normally do and said, right, you shouldn't do this and this is the reason why. I'm trying to give you the understandings so that you can make your own mind up on this. But the last one, and the most crucial one, is going to be holding you back in not allowing you to progress in your development. And a lot of you are going to say, oh, well, that just doesn't happen. Now I'm going to a lovely... Yeah, you may go to a nice circle. You may go to a nice church. But don't be under the illusion and think that there are not many other places out there that won't deliberately hold people back. Trust us, I can guarantee you this is the case. When somebody sees you starting to succeed, and it's like in every walk of life, when somebody starts to see you succeeding, they become scared. They want what you have. They want to hold you back. They'll think of any way, shape or form to suppress you. One of the biggest things that I see in individuals who go to spiritualist churches, they're in that sort of a circle. The problem is these individuals have never come out of their comfort zone. To be a good medium, you have to be out of your comfort zone in each and every second. You have to hand over to the spirit world. You have to be the voice of spirit. You can't be the voice of spirit if you have the same people around you every other week. If you have the same clients coming in and you're given the same readings. This isn't mediumship. This is you practicing it, But don't claim to be a teacher in it if you don't take yourself out of your comfort zone. Each and every second, each and every day, you should be thinking of how you can better yourself, how you can help the rest of mankind, how you can help others to be able to interact with the spirit world. Well, you don't have to do that, to be fair. That's just the way I see it. But you've got to at least take yourself out of your comfort zone. I had this argument with one person once, and we're going to do a video on this because I thought it was really a great topic, actually. Time served. You have psychic mediums out there who've been psychic mediums for 50 years, and you have psychic mediums who've been out there for 5 years. Which do you think is the best? Let us know in the comment section, actually, which you think would be the best. Somebody who's done it for longer or somebody who's done it for shorter? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. And the answers are in. The person who has done it the longest, okay, doesn't mean that they are the better one. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. You can have somebody who has been in their comfort zone for 50 years. 50 years being a psychic medium. Should have probably said 40 years, shouldn't I? But we'll go for 50. 50 years. All they have known is being in this one little church, and they have done readings for people. They've seen people, and that's it. They're just comfortable doing it. That's it. Or you have somebody who's been doing mediumship for 5 years, who has not only excelled and smashed past any expectations that they had with the spirit world or what they had as an individual, they are starting to each and every day embrace mediumship for what it is, taking themselves that much further, pushing themselves to the limits. This is the point I'm trying to make. This individual who's done it for 50 years will never come out of that little box that they have cocooned themselves in through their own safety. The individual who's done it for 5 years and just loves and adores and speaks everything for the spirit world, they have now surpassed them on a monumental level. And this is something that a lot of people don't realize. You think that time served has any sort of value to the spirit world. It doesn't. I know personally of individuals who have done it for a long time who are complete frauds. Complete frauds. They don't know a word, they can't prove with evidence. They go onto platforms and they start speaking, saying that this information, and you're looking and you're just scratching your head thinking, this is the sort of people that get us a bad name. So if you do go into a location and somebody is trying to force their opinions onto you, let's wrap it up. If you go into a location and individuals are trying to force their opinions onto you, please stand your ground. Yes, this person might be wanting to help you, but their knowledge gaps could be hindering you. Your teams, your source, your guidance is going to tell you each and everything that you need to know. Believe me when I say that. All you've got to do is drop into a meditative state. They're going to tell you what you need to know. You are going to succeed much more quicker and progress a lot more faster by working on yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you didn't think it was too much of a... I tried keeping it fair. As you can tell, I'm not a person for spiritualist churches or communities. Yes, you could argue and say I've got my own, but the community that I have is everyone's welcome. Each and every person, it's a safe place. That's not the general consensus. That's not how the world works as a whole. I'm not saying that all churches or groups are like that, but what I'm saying is do not go into them places being naive. Don't think that they're there to help you. Don't think for 1 minute that when you start succeeding that they're going to push you further forward. No. It's all about the ka-ching ka-ching. However, forget about the ka-ching ka-ching because you get what you need from this channel for free. Each and every one of you, even when I've got my own churches, each and every one of you will get